Hi guys, I'm Lori and this is Mermaid and Jedi Adventures. Welcome to our messy living room. So usually you don't see this much because we do a close-up shot, but I thought today I was going to just film on my phone. What the heck, this is what it looks like. If you see anything moving around in the background, I think Merlin is somewhere over here. I'm not too sure. He's under my shoulder maybe. You see him? Oh, there he is. So today we just thought that I would go over what a typical park day looks like for us. So we, I would say we're ride or die people, sun up to sundown. You know, we're also not, you know, oh, we don't like to go to the parks people. We enjoy the parks, but we like to do it in more of perhaps a laid back approach. We have sort of a go hard kind of a morning and then more of a relaxed afternoon. So I thought I would just discuss Magic Kingdom today because it's probably classically the park we go to the most. So we typically arrive at the park, I would say a good hour before it starts because it does take some time to either take the monorail or the ferry over and then get through security and everything. So we like to be inside the park at the hub at about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to whenever park open is. So I don't know if you know, you may or may not know this, but at 5 minutes to whenever the park opens, they have a little opening show. The fairy godmother comes and she bippity boppity boos and the little fireworks go off and then the park is open for the day. So at that point, the crowds that have kind of collected in the hub there in front of the castle disperse out to the different areas. So typically what David and I like to do, especially probably one of the first days we're at in the Magic Kingdom, is we book our fast passes typically for Frontierland and Adventureland and a little bit in Fantasyland. So we will go right to Tomorrowland and get on those rides while the crowds are low. So if the sooner that you can get there, especially if you can get there for park open, usually about the first hour plus, is not too bad in terms of crowds, especially with sort of continuously moving rides because they just haven't filled up to capacity yet. So David will go on Space Mountain and get his precious Space Mountain time. Gooch and Sherry, you know what I'm talking about. He'll go on the Space Mountain a couple of times and I will go on the People Mover, just ride the People Mover around and enjoy myself looking at everybody and checking everything out. Once David goes on Space Mountain a few times, we'll go over to Space Ranger Spin. We'll go on Space Ranger Spin a couple of times, usually 2 or 3 times. By that point, maybe half an hour in, the wait time's only maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So once that's finished, we usually grab a nice coffee or a little snack or a pretzel and work our way through Fantasyland, going on some of the rides that have small queues. Just a tip, if you want to go on Peter Pan's flight, but you have used your fast passes on something else, use that like first thing in the morning, head right to Peter Pan's flight. It's a much shorter wait. You know, you may wait 10 or 15 minutes versus an hour, 2 hours later on in the day. So after we have worked our way through Fantasyland, we always have to hit the Haunted Mansion. It's one of my favorites. And then we go through Adventureland and we go through Frontierland, go on some of the rides. If it's hot, maybe we, take in a show or two. And usually once it hits about 1 o'clock, when it's that peak sun heat of the day, we're done, but we're done for now. So we'll head back out of the parks. We'll either go back to our resort or go to a restaurant, have something to eat, put our feet up, get in the air conditioning, cool down between usually about 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock, or sometimes 4:30 in the heat of the day. I don't do well in the heat, so that is the worst time. When it's not only hot and humid, but the sun is beating down on me, I don't like it. So once it gets a little bit later in the day, closer to supper time, we head back to the parks. So we will go on a couple of rides, see what has the least amount of wait time. We usually will have something that looks cool in the dark, like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Big Thunder Mountain. We love to ride those in the dark, so we'll usually have saved a fast pass for those. We'll go on some rides. And usually around maybe between 7 and 8, we start to get a little bit hungry, so we'll just stop at a quick service and get a snack or something to eat from there. And then we will go on a few more rides, and then we catch the fireworks. So that could probably be the end of our day if it's a typical day. We usually will wait a couple minutes, half an hour after the fireworks for some of the crowds to clear out, and then we will head out of the parks. If it's extra magic hours day, we will stay and go on some of the rides. So that is kind of typically what a day looks like for us. Please leave us a comment down below. Let us know what kind of Disney person are you? Are you a ride or die, sun up to sundown, you're there for 14 to 16 hours? Or do you take more of a casual approach and just sort of take some things in, but also like to enjoy the other parts of Disney, or also like to enjoy your resort. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. We put out videos almost every Friday. And until we talk to you next time, take care. And now I'm going to shut this off.